The structure of the Constitution that we adopted and the parliamentary system primarily that we adopted is one that does not contemplate the executive inside of Parliament. It is by design that the executive is kept outside of Parliament, and Parliament acts as one institution with a majority and minority, but there's no government side in Parliament. To bring the Cabinet Secretary to the floor of Parliament by design is one that starts to interfere with the structure that we adopted. I was of the view that if we are to reconsider the structure, we should reconsider it in a fundamental way in the context of the Constitution, including whether this presidential system has served us well or not, and we should retain it or we should go parliamentary. Secondly, it was my view, and it is still my view, that if you want to bring cabinet secretaries to the floor of the House, you must consider the provisions of Article 255 in the context that a cabinet secretary is actually a stranger to the House. So you're actually bringing a stranger to Parliament. And insofar as you are bringing them to answer a question in plenary, that then affects both the composition and the functions of Parliament in the context of Article 255. And it was my view, and it's still my view, that therefore you need more than just an amendment of the standing orders. You need to consider the constitutional implications and ramifications, because in my view, the whole arrangement becomes unconstitutional. Under our Constitution and under our standing orders, each committee is empowered to summon any cabinet secretary or any person to appear before it. So far, the practice has been that they've been inviting mostly the principal secretaries, but nothing in law, in the standing orders of the Constitution, has prevented any committee from insisting that any question that is posed will be answered by the cabinet secretary. All we needed to do was to change that policy arrangement and say henceforth only cabinet secretaries will be coming to answer questions to the committees. We didn't need to change the standing orders. One of the reasons why the committee system was adopted, and one of the reasons why we designed the committees and gave them powers that they didn't have before, is because in a presidential system, the committee is where the real work is done, especially in terms of oversight. The plenary of Parliament serves more of the legislative purposes. That's why we gave parliamentary committees the powers of the High Court to summon and punish. Now, when you then remove the cabinet secretaries from that arena of the committees, take them to the plenary, you're actually shielding them, because the Constitution does not give the entire plenary similar powers as the committee.